Hey, it's JANG here with a space military themed MOC that I call a Kodiak troop transporter. And this is going to go with my little planetary defense force base on my Lego layout, which is going to be started pretty soon. Just finished this one up. Pretty happy with it. The only things that I'm not happy about are things that I just couldn't improve without having more different parts. So much of Lego building comes down to just having the parts needed to pull off specific things. The folks that do the most intricate, most amazing things are folks who have millions and millions of parts in every different possible combination that you can think of, and ones that you can't think of and that you never knew existed. So I used what I had to the best of my ability, and I'm pretty happy with the way this came out. It does look like what I wanted it to look like. Actually, it should have a little bit of a forward rake to it when standing just normally like that. That's a little bit better. It's got two kind of pilot sort of figures that are under the canopy here. One is really the driver and one is a navigator, and also deals with defense, point defense. He operates this turret, which is in its retracted state right now. This thing is designed for going over extreme terrain, which is why it has a lot of suspension travel. You can see the suspension is able to adjust in various ways, and it kind of sticks there pretty well. You can see you can get a bump under there, get a bump back there. These would all be on pneumatic actuators for the different suspension links. Really comes to a point up there in the front. That's really a look that I was going for. And in the back, well, it doesn't look all that impressive in the back, but there are 4 guys inside there. So let me go ahead and open this up so you can see what's going on inside a little bit. I'm actually going to move the camera upwards. Whoa, that was a wild ride for you. There we go. Now you'll be able to see the guys in the front a little bit better. Pull off the canopy, take a look. Hey, come on, it's just a couple of studs, shouldn't be that hard. There we go. You can see those guys in there. The driver has a little control panel and a steering wheel. The guy in the back, you can see he's got a partial heads-up display with one eyepiece under his helmet. He's got a control stick over there. It's just one single control stick for operating the turret, and then he's got a little, that actually has a panel. You can't really see it in this light and from these angles, but that actually has a panel with buttons on it beneath it, a classic space piece. And then over here, got another panel on this side, which allows him to adjust what's going on, what views he's seeing in his heads-up display, and it also has an emergency small display for data, just in case his heads-up eyepiece stops working for some reason. Has a little malfunction. There we go. Put the top back on, the canopy for the front, and then I'll take and open up the back. This part comes up also, like so. And there you can see your 4 guys. So in total, 6 guys are being transported around here. Really only 4 are supposed to be let out, but once they get let out, this thing continues to drive around and provide support with them because it has that turret. And because it's mobile, it's harder to hit, so it's safer at that point. So there you go. These guys are all identical. They all have the exact same torsos and weapons and heads and everything. They're using the more basic style of helmets, just because they're kind of lower end, lower ranked, and also have a lot more of these helmets than I do the new ones. But eventually, maybe I'll upgrade them all to the newer style, a little more texture to it. Maybe not. It depends. We'll see. But yeah, that's what it looks like under there. I'll put this back on. Pretty easy to take this off and put it back on like so. And when this thing comes to a spot where it needs to drop those guys off, the whole thing angles down like this, just squats in the back, and then drops the door at the back like so. And that drops right down to the ground. There, once again, you can see your guys, all 4 of them in there, just lined up. Pretty low profile, when they stand up, they have enough room. You know, they're staggered, so when they stand up, they're standing single file, and then they just rush on out. Or if you need to make a pickup, rush on in, close up the door, alter the angle back like so, and then take off. And there you go. Now the last thing that I'll show is the turret, and this is on a large turntable piece that is just free turning, so it doesn't have anything to stop it from turning. So that's why I added these detail pieces on the sides to just barely catch it so that it's not able to turn on its own. And the way that I set this up, and now I'm going to move the camera back down again so you can see this a little bit better, how it works. Like so. Oh! I just completely dropped it. Alright, there we go. That's not a bad angle. I wanted this to have a little bit of a kind of a transformative action to it. So this will actually, this arm back here, this short arm will actually rotate upwards like so, move the entire thing up and forward, and there you go. Now the turret is active. It's like a laser turret. I like how it's got the arm just on one side and it's kind of offset like that. That's definitely a look that I was looking for. Kind of inspired by fire monitors, but this one's definitely for creating fires, not putting them out. And depending upon the angle, you can actually get this thing to angle up pretty high up into the air. Not quite so on that side. There we go. That's about as far as it'll go, and still maybe just to move this up a little bit. Yeah, there, you're about there. It's about as far as it'll angle up. That's still a pretty good angle, so it can still take on some aerial targets. And this is the scope for sighting or range finding. Probably has a sensor base. It's all optical, so it probably has sensor based inside, or a bank of sensors to measure optical distortion if you are fighting inside of atmosphere, because you need to kind of bend your shot if your atmosphere is going to bend your laser beam, which can actually happen. And yeah, that's pretty much all there is for that. Just one single barrel, but it is a pretty strong one. It's a pretty large barrel. And so this thing actually does pack some punch, and when it's ready to be put away, that all just neatly comes down like here. Now it's inactive and it's not going to move. There you go. Put this back. Likes to kind of lean itself down, and that's it. My Kodiak troop transporter. Might come up with a more interesting name for it, give it like a technical name or something, but for now that's it. You know, Kodiak grizzly bear. It's a little bit more like a polar bear given the color, but that's just the color scheme of my team, so to speak. But yeah, just wanted to show that off, and it will be joining the ranks of my medium assault tank that I did some time ago, and my personal assault tank that I did even before that, and they will all go together, and of course there will be more and more and more and more different types of vehicles created, and once I have enough different ones designed, then I'll probably start making some duplicates of some. Not too many. I don't want to make a huge army because that'll just take up a ton of space, but eventually I'll probably have some duplicates of some, just to kind of get the point across that it's not a purely experimental force. You know, they actually have some production vehicles and such. So that's it. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you again soon.